Hi, I'm Dave Adderhold, Superintendent of Schools for West Windsor-Plainsboro Regional School District. And today I'm going to speak to you regarding the upcoming November 6th referendum that will be presented by the school district for the community's consideration and vote. As we consider the why a referendum and why now, there's really four principal reasons that we're looking at a referendum. The first is life safety. Second is air quality. Third is both short-term and near-term residential growth. And the fourth is based around programmatic needs for the school district. And as we work to determine those four areas, we've gone through a series of reviews, one being a demographic review, a capacity study, a facilities study, and then ultimately we've worked at the condition review of our facilities. And as we look through those four different reviews and we've considered our needs as a district and where we want to go as a district with our programs for our students, we've ultimately come forward with a referendum proposal to the Board of Education, and then the Board of Education brings that forward to the community for their vote and consideration. In the first area of consideration, life safety, that really boils down to several different areas. One is fire alarms, and we'll be looking at fire alarm upgrades within 8 of our school facilities. Second is in the area of security vestibules, and 9 of the 10 schools will have security vestibules added to them. The only school that's not included in the referendum is Maurice Hawk Elementary School, and that's because that project is moving separate with the addition to Maurice Hawk Elementary School. So security vestibules and fire alarm upgrades are the two primary drivers in the area of life safety. It's also important to note the inclusion of generators at 5 of our facilities, High School South, Grover Community Middle School, Village, and Millstone River Elementary School. So as we think about our security upgrades and we think about our door hardware and we think about making sure that lighting and refrigeration and heating systems and intercom systems can work, moving within the referendum is generators at 5 facilities. Several of our other facilities have generators included or will be doing generators separate and apart from the referendum. High School North already has generators on, as our district networking infrastructure is already primarily housed at High School North, so the generators are already in place there, and that's why it's not included at that facility. In the area of air quality, there are 3 facilities looking to get major overhaul with the HVAC system. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, air conditioning. High School North has a major upgrade needed. The entire system needs to be overhauled, and that's approximately a $16 million project, and it has lead time on the actual mechanicals that needs to be done. So once the project is approved, then ultimately it can take up to a year just for the mechanics to be built at the factory. The second component is over at Millstone River Elementary School, and Millstone River is approximately a $6 million HVAC project in many of the classrooms. And the third is a major overhaul and upgrade at Wyckoff Elementary School. So there's 3 different schools. One of the benefits of doing air quality projects through a referendum is those projects are all eligible for 40% state aid. So projects that would cost, like High School North, approximately $16 million, over $6 million would come back to the taxpayers through the form of relief and debt service relief from the state of New Jersey. So there's a major advantage for us to go through the referendum route. In the area of short-term and near-term growth, the district has been looking at both residential growth in our community. As many residents know, there's also now been a ruling by the New Jersey courts regarding affordable housing, specifically hitting on the West Windsor side of our school district of over 1,500 affordable housing growth units just in West Windsor. On the Plainsboro side of town, there was 100 additional affordable housing units. The information the district's presented is well documented. It's available on our website. And for those that are interested in learning much more about that, there's absolutely documents that you could look at. What we know is our facilities are at or near capacity, and we have significant growth coming through our system. So for instance, at Community Middle School, we know within the next 3 to 5 years we can see a growth of 175 to 200 students. Those are students that exist today in our community that will be rising to Community Middle School, and that building is already at in overcapacity today. And when we look across our buildings, we see that time and time again, where we're not sitting with open space, we're not sitting with open classrooms, our class sizes are creeping up, and it's having a residual impact on the programmatic offerings that we can provide to our students. So what we're attempting to do through the referendum is create spaces so that we can ensure the continuity of instructional program for our students so they can choose the programs of interest that they're interested in at the high school. For instance, at High School South, we are literally out of science classrooms. And in this year, as well as in the 18-19 school year, students are already in classrooms that are not science classrooms for science instruction. In the area of programmatic need, the district has looked at both classroom needs as well as some facility upgrade needs. So for instance, we've looked at theaters and we've looked at libraries, we looked at our instrumental music program, we've looked at gym space, we've looked at science classrooms and robotic spaces. So within the body of the referendum, there are different types of programs that have upgrades or overhauls. Culinary arts at the two high schools, the inclusion of dance studios at both high schools. Within the referendum, there's 24 science classrooms that are going to be growth science classrooms. There's renovations to robotics rooms as well as growth robotics rooms. We really do feel that the referendum looks at instructional needs and programs and areas of interest for our students, and it both overhauls facilities that need upgrading, like theaters at Community and High School South. It also pays attention to our libraries across the district. In 9 of the 10 facilities will have library overhauls and upgrades. There'll still be books, there'll still be print-rich opportunities for children, but it will be with new furniture and shelving and carpet and paint. It's time that our facilities receive some overhauls in some much-needed areas. When we think of ourselves as homeowners, we reach the working assumption that roofs and boilers and air conditioning units and water heaters all need to be replaced and upgraded over time. School districts are no different. Carpeting needs to be replaced, walls need to be painted, shelves need, and furniture upgrades need to happen, chairs get worn out, rooftop units go. So we need to invest in our infrastructure of our facility to make sure that the programs that our children deserve, our students deserve, and our faculty deserves to work within are taken care of. And the referendum does this in a respectful and responsible way. And as we go through the course of this presentation, I'll have an opportunity to talk about the financing for the public as well.